Thank you, Chairman. This bill would create an infrastructure grant program very similar to what the state of Massachusetts already has. For those of you who know anything about the construction industry or have listened to me over the last almost 10 years, I have continually said that the construction industry is the canary in the coal mine for our economy, and that continues to be true. If our construction industry is succeeding, our state and our economy will continue to succeed. This bill would allow the cities and towns to create an infrastructure bank that they could go to for their infrastructure program. Sewers, roads, small bridges that are owned by the cities and towns. Things that are vital to each of the cities and towns. This would help our construction industry. Currently, there's no amount of money being requested. There's no amount of money being requested. Currently, we're just creating the infrastructure bank, like a placeholder where this money could be put in the future.
Okay, thank you. So you have two witnesses, Bill Walsh and Scott Wolf. John Flaherty from GrowSmart is also up. Okay. Take it away, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the Finance Committee. Bill Walsh on behalf of the Rhode Island Builders Association here in support of Whip Edwards' bill. We'd like to certainly thank the Whip for his tireless efforts to invest in community projects and really upgrade our infrastructure and put people to work in the process. This bill would create a competitive grant program that would award funds directly to municipalities for the design, construction, building, land acquisition, rehabilitation, repair, and other improvements to publicly owned infrastructure. Examples of this would include sewers, utility extensions, streets, roads, curb cuts, water treatment systems, telecommunication systems, transit improvements, and pedestrian ways. This is modeled after the very successful MassWorks program, which was created in 2011 in our neighbor to the north, and has been instrumental in their economic success up there. To put it in perspective, last year in 2016, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts invested $85 million into the program, which went to 34 projects in 33 different communities, and at an average grant size of $2.5 million. What was the result? About $1 billion in private investment, including 2,200 new housing units. And we also have local validation for the program as well. Arnold Buff Chase, that many of you know, he submitted written testimony here. He was part of a project in Massachusetts that saw the town of Mashpee go for a $900,000 grant that took care of a project gap that they had in their financing, and it was used to complete stormwater and wastewater infrastructure, install utilities, complete roadways and pedestrian sidewalks. And what was the result there? Nearly $20 million in private investment was put in play. They constructed 52 new residential units, 14,000 square feet of commercial space, created about 135 construction and permanent jobs. And in addition, these projects are now generating approximately $140,000 a year to the local tax rolls through property taxes, on top of everything that was spent for permitting and other municipal fees. So we believe Rhode Island can really achieve the same success. We do not come here asking for a specific dollar amount to date. This bill is drafted to be subject to appropriation. Our intention would be to get this program authorized, create the system and the regulations that go around it, and solicit all the competitive voluntary grants from all the municipalities to us be able to demonstrate where this capital would really be invested. And at that point, if this committee, the chamber, the governor, whomever else would like to really see investment in it, whether it's included in the fiscal 18 budget or made available for bond referendum in calendar 18, those are considerations we would make. I'd just like to note that this is, a unique opportunity where oftentimes a lot of communities don't see eye to eye with what the builders are up to. I may frame a few of the letters that came in support of this program, including Aquidneck Island Planning Commission. It's an exciting opportunity to really collaborate with a lot of great communities and really invest in projects that everybody wants to see happen. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. John Flaherty with GrowSmart, Rhode Island. Here in enthusiastic support of the program. This is a program that GrowSmart and the Builders Association have actually been working on for almost 2 years, studying the program, as Bill mentioned, in Massachusetts, which this is modeled after. Very, very compelling success rate in Massachusetts with this program. The reality is that many cities and towns throughout Rhode Island have plans on their books. There's things that they want to do to advance economic development, which takes place really starting at the local level. But they're stymied. Oftentimes they can't go forward because they lack the adequate infrastructure to attract the private sector. This program, as mentioned, it's a competitive grant program. So in Massachusetts, for example, they had about $285 million worth of requests in. They had $85 million to allocate. So they chose the projects that were closest to putting a shovel to the ground, the projects that had a private sector partner at the table, the projects that had some level of participation from the local municipality. But it made the difference with projects actually being able to go forward. The nice thing about this program that we've heard from folks in Massachusetts, both at the municipal level and the state, it's a very simple program. Straightforward. The bill is one and a half pages long. The guidelines that govern it are 3 pages. Very simple to implement, and as Bill mentioned, the return on the state's investment has been remarkable. We passed out letters from several municipalities that have identified specific projects that they want to advance that would help improve the economy, but that they can't because they lack the resources to do the infrastructure. There's also in your packet that 1-page results sheet from Massachusetts that summarizes their 2016 allocations. Be happy to answer any questions, and thank you for the time.
Thank you very much for your testimony. Are there any questions of the sponsor or of the witnesses? Representative McLaughlin.
Yes, Rep. Edwards, maybe you can answer this question. You know, currently Cumberland's going through an infrastructure program. Okay, we have an infrastructure borrowing agency. What would the difference be between, you know, this and the rate of interest from this infrastructure program you're putting together? Would be funded by the state. The bonding would be by the state. Am I correct?
Thank you, Representative. It's really up to your choice. So this bill is designed to authorize the program, and it could be funded either through budget allocation or appropriation from this body or through a bond. There is no guarantee either will happen. So that's one aspect of it. But different than what other communities do as it relates to getting loans, this is a direct grant program from the state to a municipality. So no loans.
No loans, no interest?
Zero.
Beautiful.
Direct award to the municipalities.
Sign me up.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Did you have a question, Rep. Giarrusso? Okay.
What a shocker, right? Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Giarrusso.
I think you actually answered it in the last thing you said to Rep. McLaughlin. So this is nothing. It's not a financial situation with the municipalities. It's just money that comes from the state. Do they have to pay it back?
This is a direct investment from the state. So Massachusetts decides that they spent $85 million last year. That was the dollar amount that they wanted. If we had $15 to $20 million for a comparable size ratio for us, that'd be a great investment that we could judge. I cited the Mashpee, Massachusetts project as an example of where $900,000 can actually be the catalyst for a significant return.
So how does the municipality qualify for these funds?
They put in for a grant. The state evaluates them, finds the best ones that match what their state is looking to do, and also what's going to be best for the municipalities, and the state awards the grants.
Thank you, Whip. Thanks, Chairman.
Thank you very much. Any other questions? I'm sorry. Representative Hearn.
Thank you, Chairman. So this is just for infrastructure. It's not for above ground.
Well, infrastructure can be anything. It could be.
So it could be anything. It could be a power.
Infrastructure is a building underground. Infrastructure is a very big word encompassing all construction primarily.
So does it compete with anything else we've got going? Don't we have program and maybe do we have financing programs out there that do something like this?
I can take a shot at that, Rep. So oftentimes when a project is undertaken, take a sewer project, for example, it may be that the community is on DEM's project priority list. they qualify for the low-interest loan through the infrastructure bank, but that in itself may not be enough to complete the project. There may still be a gap. And that's the case with many projects that are worthwhile. You have to cobble together many different sources, and that's how this program is
And so
administered
this
in
would just be
Massachusetts.
one of the sources, and there's no match, there's no local match. You just have to bring in a private sector.
Well, there's no local
piece of
match
it?
necessarily required, at least in the Massachusetts model. But if you have a local community match or a private sector match, that helps to make your application more competitive.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chairman.
No, thank you very much. Any other questions of the sponsor of the witnesses? Thank you very much. If not,
you,
then
Chair,
that will
members of
end
the committee.
the hearing on Bill 5893. Thank you very much, gentlemen.